USY, Delta Mike is 06. Check. There we go. K6USY, Delta Mike 06. Hi there.
Hi there. I'll be back in a minute. I gotta put a log on the fire. I'll be right in.
Okay, very good. I got you turned down this way, so I'm booming in right now. But I'll be here. K6USY.
Okay, well, I'm beamed over to the Bay Area, or I should be.
Well, you were. I'll put you back over there. But K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100, and taking you back over to the Bay Area.
Yeah, put me at about 275. 275 is good.
Yep, taking you back right there. It's just right when you're right at 275, I'm really weak. K6USY.
Yeah, you're okay. I can copy. Okay. And maybe Tom will be there. Maybe he won't tonight. We'll see what happens here. I don't think he ever checked in last night. Nor did Lee. I didn't get but one check-in out of the whole Bay Area, but we had noise and rain static, but I'm sure he would have come through that. AW6 Sugar, are you there, Tom? K6MYC 222 Bozo Net, over. Well, that's not a good sign. Who else do we have in here? Rob, are you here yet? How about Ken, OIB? Everybody's locked to the TV set, I guess, huh? Tomorrow night will be a rough one because Trump's talking to the Congress at an hour before we start here, or an hour and a half, so might be a little ragged at the beginning on 1296, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, Bay Area 222, who's copying K6MYC?
KW6S 610.
Oh, there you are. Okay. I just called you. You must have just walked in.
Yeah, I just got switched on from my other net here.
Okay, good evening to you. It's been a slow start here, and I'm a little bit late. Not late, but right on time for a change. I'm not early. So how was your day? It was kind of intermittent here today, a little crispy. 60 degrees plus or minus. It might have been a little warmer than that if you stood in the sun when it was out. Sometimes it was, sometimes it wasn't, but it turned out to be a pretty nice day toward the end of the afternoon. But boy, when the sun went down, whoo-wee, chipper. Anyway, KW6S and the group K6MYC.
K6MYC, KW6S. Yeah, well, it was a beautiful day here. A little chillier than, when you're in the house and you look out and it's bright and sunshiny and you think it's going to be slightly warm and it isn't. That's kind of what I had, but I did some pruning of grapevine here that I've got that covers about 40 feet of fence, and that got me warmed up pretty good, and just otherwise got through the DX contest this weekend, and didn't do as well as I had hoped or as I have in the past, but kind of had fun doing it, and look forward to another one of those. K6MYC, KW6S.
Okay, very good, Tom. Well, I don't think the solar conditions were all that good. I think the band was in great shape. People forced contacts to be made, and 15 meters was okay. I think Ken up there, N6RO, did okay. He had 15, I think he had 12 or 1,500 contacts on 15 meters. That was the big one. And then it was reasonable on other bands. 40 was quite good. But there's only so much you can do on 40. Anyway, I worked a few folks. And had some fun. Talked to a couple of guys, 3 or 4, 5 or 6ers in Europe. Some of them knew me, which was nice. And I luckily had a bigger signal than I'd been used to hearing, so that always helps. The 3 element on 40 makes a big difference into Europe, of course. And then I worked, I got over on 20 finally. I got tired of 40. Went over on 20, and the band was just quiet. There was just signals all over the place, about 4 spikes of signals. I went after each one of them, and every one of them was Papa Juliet, over.
Yeah, boy, they were out in force. So, yeah, there were PJs just everywhere. I don't know how many of them there were, but I kept running across them. Of course, they're they do a good signal, so I worked them all the first pass, and then the rest of the weekend, every time I'm tuning around, I ran across them. Yeah, I did hear N6RO Ken on 80, and he seemed to be doing reasonably well. A lot better than I was on 80. I think I only had 12 contacts. So 40 was a little better, but not much. But then I'm working with half a dipole, so I kind of start off kind of behind the times on that. Anyway, I'll catch you later on 6. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, maybe we'll catch Lee on that band. I did not hear you last night. Did I just miss you, or were you not there?
I've been on the air all day, so I kind of didn't check in last night.
No worries. I just wasn't sure if I missed you, and Lee wasn't there either. So it didn't. I only had one check-in in the entire Bay Area, you included. I did got you, and I think we got Ken and W6P. No, I mean not you, but W6PQL and N6RO, and that was it. Over.
Yeah, well, Lee was on the DX. He did some work on the DX contest, which sounds like he enjoyed it and did okay. So maybe that was part of it.
Yeah, that's probably it. Well, no worries. Maybe everybody. It was pretty much the same on the band today. We did get the log periodic up, a 13-element log at on a 40-foot boom, is up in the air and working. We didn't make any contacts. I called CQ on 20, got nobody. I called CQ on 18 megs. I called CQ on 15 megs and got nobody. Band was dead. I couldn't hear anybody except the broadcast stations were roaring in 21,400 plus, so 21,460 and so on. So the band was wide open, not a soul on, not even pointed toward JA. Over.
Well, I think maybe everybody was on this weekend. Boy, there were some times where the Europeans on 15 meters, the Europeans were just stacked one on top of another, and then in between, and it was quite a show on 15. 10 was a little disappointing, but it was still pretty good, and 20 was really kind of not much use to me. So I spent most of my time on 15 and 10.
Yeah, well, Ken did pretty good on 80. You heard him. He said he worked 25 or 27 countries and about, 100 or 80 contacts, 27 countries. So he did pretty good country count-wise on 80. But had to work it pretty hard, I think. Anyway, let you go, and we'll see you in a few minutes on 6 meters there, Tom. KW6S, K6MYC sliding into the Bay Area and looking for anybody that's on from the Bay Area, 222. Okay, I hear 3 of you. Very good. I hear KD6S okay, 507. Why don't you take it? I got 111 and 285 also. So go ahead, Fred. KD6S okay, K6MYC.
Hey, good evening, Mike, and everyone on the net. So, yeah, kind of a cool, cloudy day, and looks like the weather front moving through here. It was nice and quiet today, so nothing on the net pulse, which was nice. Anyway, good to hear you, and good to hear everybody on the net. So, back to you, Mike. KD6SOK 507.
Yeah, did you work any of the contests this weekend, Fred?
You know, I didn't even know there was a contest this weekend, Mike.
Oh, it was a big one of the year, ARRL phone, over.
Just completely slipped my mind. Oh boy, I was working on the project, and I must have forgotten all about it. Sorry.
Well, I'm going to say you didn't miss much, so don't worry about it. Conditions weren't red hot. They were pretty good on 10 and 15. The rest of the bands were less than great. But you could have worked people, and a lot of people had fun with the band, but you had to work it a little bit harder than usual. The band conditions were not great. Anyway, so much for that. I didn't do much either. I worked about 10 stations on 40 meters in Europe and around Europe and North Africa. And then went over to 20 and worked all the PJ stations that were on the air. There was 4 Papa Juliet stations on 20 meters, and that was it. Over.
Hey, that's good for you, yeah. Well, you've got a pretty big beam on 20 meters, right?
5 elements on a 50-foot boom at 100 feet, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic.
Well, it lets me get in. It was funny because the first guy I worked on Papa Juliet says, "Oh, Mike, it's so good to hear you," and hear a signal I can actually copy. Over.
Yeah, that will do it. 5 elements on 20 meters, 100 feet up. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, it's on top of the hill too, Fred. You know, it's where the 6-meter antenna is. The antenna for 6 is actually at 100 feet. The 20-meter antenna is at 90, but still high enough, and it doesn't matter because the property drops off in all directions. The point is, there wasn't anybody else on the band. I tuned the entire band, and the only sideband signals I could find anywhere was 4 Papa Juliets, and I worked them all, turned the radio off, and went to bed.
That's too bad. I remember when 20 meters was a really hot band. There was thousands of people on it.
Yeah, I know. And I thought it would be good today. I have the new log periodic up in the air, and I did get on and called CQ on 15 in 2 directions, toward JA, toward south, toward ZLVK. Could get nobody, got no answers, no signals, no single sideband station on 15 at all at 4:35 in the afternoon. Over.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Yeah, boy. Talk about ham radio dying.
Yeah, boy, if it isn't for the contest, there's just nobody on. Same with 18. I heard 2 guys in the QSO on 18, so I went up to a clear frequency about 5 or 6 kilohertz above them and called CQ 3 times and got nobody on 18. Nobody.
That's pretty bad. Have you ever worked 30 meters?
Well, I can get on 30, but that's a CW only band. Over.
Okay, all right. All right, well, why don't you go, Mike? Thanks. Step 3, KD6S, okay.
Okay, well, let's see how Russ did up there, if he even got on. Russ, K6KLY, pick it up, and then we'll get it over to JNN. Over.
Yeah, K6KLY. Yeah, I was on 10 and 15 a bit, but didn't put too much time in. But yeah, like you just said, conditions were the pit. That's for sure. Okay, nothing else new out here really to speak of. Just having fun. And good evening to Judy, K6KLY.
Okay, I'll pass it on. She's not in the shack at the moment. Matt got here late, and they're in there fixing dinner. Haven't had dinner yet, so Judy and Matt are putting dinner together. She'll probably bring dinner in, and we'll eat it while we're doing 6 meters here. Hi. Anyway, good to hear you, Russ. Good signal, no problem. And glad you're having fun on the bands for what it was worth. Hi. Let's see, Jim, WB6JNN, pick it up, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, WB6JNN. Well, I had a day off today and I went down to have a burger and then across the street in Morgan Hill.
Oh, you were in Morgan Hill? Did you say you went down to Morgan Hill? Where'd you go, Jim?
Hello, WB6JNN.
Yeah, you just dropped out halfway through the sentence there, Rover.
Yeah, I noticed it, and I don't know why.
Yeah, you said you went down to Morgan Hill and had a hamburger, and I said, did I hear you say Morgan Hill?
Yeah, I just took a drive down to Morgan Hill and had a hamburger at In-N-Out Burger, and then across the street is that big shopping center, and I went over there and browsed around Hobby Lobby for a while.
Oh, very good. Okay. Well, it was kind of a nice day here. It didn't rain. We had about an inch of rain the day before, so we got quite a good rain on Monday, but or Sunday night, I guess. Sunday night and part of Monday. Mostly Sunday. Sunday was pretty rainy all day. But this morning it was clear and the sun was out, but it was very cool, very cold. So temperatures were down in the low 40s and then peaked at about 60, 55 to 60 in the daytime. So other than being in the sun, which made it feel warmer, it was not very warm today. No rain again tomorrow, and then we get rain expected again on Wednesday, so that's our schedule. I'm glad you had fun in Morgan Hill and revisited the old hangouts, over.
Well, mainly I did that, and then I went down to the area around Hollister and browsed around all the big mansions that are out there in that area, out in the middle of nowhere with big properties. It's amazing the changes over the years here in those regions.
And there have been a lot of changes. A lot of people have gone down there and they're living down there and working in the Bay Area, of course. All righty. Well, look, I don't know if you're going to be on 6, but we'll look for you perhaps on 6, and if nothing else, we'll look for you on 1296 tomorrow, Jim. Good evening, and thanks for waiting while we got through everybody else here. Last night I had only one check-in. I guess you were not there, or I could not hear you. Oh, I take it back. I finally got Gary, WB6WNI, but originally I was only able to get Jim, WB6JNN, the whole Bay Area, over.
Yeah, well, I don't remember. Last night I think I didn't get on. I believe that I I was watching interesting thing on YouTube about something, and I just lost track of time. So I don't think I was on last night.
Well, good, and I didn't miss you. I was concerned that I had so much rain static because it was raining last night, and I couldn't copy many stations. I had to wait. The rain static would come and go, and all of a sudden it would clear up, and I'd work a weak station, and then it would get covered up. So I was having a tough time because of rain static on that band. It rained off and on through the whole net. In fact, it rained, stopped for a while, and it started. We knew it was going to start again. We were trying to finish the net before it started, and we just got done and headed for the house, and it started to sprinkle on us. So really a lot of intermittent rain, but I picked up a total of a better than an inch, I think, over the weekend, so not too bad. 7-3, good evening, Jim, and maybe we'll see you on 6 later. WB6J, Ed, and anybody else in the Bay Area, K6MYC. I don't know what happened to PQL. He was in last night, but he was the only one except for WNI.
This is K6WIS, yeah?
Well, I hear you, Paul. Good signal on the backscatter path. Go ahead.
W6DQL.
Mike, tried to shut the connection while there's a gap in the queue service. K6MYC in the group, you're 5x5. Good signal on the bounce pass from the Bay Area, over.
Yeah, Roger, not bad. Solid copy, no fading, no nothing. And I did hear Jim, W6PQL, pop in when you were just coming up there. So good to hear you. I take it you have no relays, right?
Oh, yeah, before I forget, I got the usual 2 relays from Clear Lake area. That would be KA6OSX and N1PPP, over.
Okay, we've got the 2 regulars in there. Boy, I haven't heard those guys for 2 or 3 weeks now. So they must be checking in with you guys and then getting out of there. They're not pushing much of a signal down this way. Anyway, we'll let you go, and maybe we'll catch you when we get up your way when I'm talking to Bill there, KO6KD. Thanks for checking in here, and of course we'll look for you on 6 if you come in later, Paul. K6WIS, K6MYC. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Try the direct pass. I'll wait around and see how that works out. But the bounce pass is working pretty well. So 73 for now from K6WIS.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you, and we'll see you perhaps on the direct path. Who knows? How about it, Jim? W6PQL. I can probably bring it up your way a little bit. K6MYC, over.
KM6SRR.
W6PQL. Where'd you go, Jim?
He might have gone to look for the Southlands there.
Oh, is it that late already?
Well, it's 10 till.
Okay, well, we'll catch him. I heard him. I'll check him in anyway here. I got a cat that's walking back and forth here, and he's kicked my pen off the ground, and I can't find my pen here. Oh, here it is. I'm standing on it. Okay, and I hear Rob in here as well. Thanks for the heads up, Jim. WB6JNN with KM6SRR to take it, K6MYC.
Thank you, Mike. Yep, I know about the cats. I had one on my lap getting all kinds of loving, and I dropped my pencil. I moved to pick it up, and he launched himself off of me and left about 4 claw mark skids on me as he took off.
Okay. Yeah, that's the price you pay for good loving, isn't it?
Yeah, apparently so. Anyways, KM6SR number 432 checking in. Right now, so I think the path is not very good tonight.
Well, I hear you fine, Jim.
No, Jim said he couldn't hear you, and you're only S5 or 6. Usually you're S9, so apparently the path is not real good right now, or your antenna aiming is not good. I don't know which.
Well, I didn't get enough out of Jim to peek up on him. I'm sure I can get more signal from him. You're very solid here, Jim.
Yeah, but, well, I don't know, but he said he couldn't hear you.
I'll have him make another transmission, and I'll peek on him, over.
Jim, you want to try again? Give him a long call, and he'll see if he can find you.
I don't hear him.
No, he didn't hear me, or he's busy on something else.
Okay, well, we'll look one more time for anybody else in the Bay Area, then we'll go up and get in 6RO, and we'll see you guys on 6 meters in a little while.
Oh, I thought you might be. Okay.
What was that?
He's on 110 right now.
Okay.
He's looking for Santa Barbara.
Yeah, got it. Okay, QRZ, anybody else in the Bay Area, WA6AXX, or anybody else, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
KM6SRR.
Hey, Rob. Go ahead, Rob.
Yes, I couldn't copy Paul, so I don't know who he checked in. The 2 regulars, over?
Yeah, 160 and 336, yes.
Okay, got it. And I missed the beginning of the net there. Our Aries net went a long time, over.
Well, I started with KW6S. No, I started with, of course, Aaron and his wife. And then we got up to the Santa Cruz area, and we did work Tom, KW6S. And after that, we got KD6SOK, K6KLY 111, and WB6JNN. That brings you up, I think.
Roger, great, thank you.
All right, Bay Area. Last call for Bozo Net on 222, K6MYC. Okay. Well, I don't think we're going to hear N6RO on this band. He's got a broken feed line, so I guess I'll go right up to Sacramento. Rob, can you still hear me?
Oh, yeah, coming in very loud. Yeah, I've got, I think, a broken feed line on my 1296.
You do?
Yeah, it's the SWR is crazy, so Ken thinks that I've got something broken up there. And if I take it down, then I'll lose 432 also.
Okay. Well, Well, you got 1 day more of no rain, and then Wednesday it's supposed to rain Wednesday and possibly Thursday, and then Friday it's clear again.
Well, this is one I needed 4 people on each of the guy lines to help me get it up, and it was very much a struggle, so I don't think I'll be able to get it up if I take it down. Over.
Okay. Just check in on your whole loop then. I should be able to hear you on the 432 whole loop.
Okay, yeah, I've got one of those, so I have to get it set up. Yep, but I just wasn't going to take it down.
Yep, okay. Okay, up here to, let's see, I don't know if there's anybody on. I guess Bill should be here. KO6KD. Bill, are you copying? KO6KD, K6MYC, over. KO6KD, KO6KD, K6MYC, over. Yeah, very good. Give me some more chatter, more chatter, over.
Yeah, Mike, I thought I heard you calling me. I'm 776. Give you a little more chatter, and maybe you can get the antenna pointed towards me. KO6KD, test 1212, KO6KD.
Okay, KO6KD, K6MYC, solid copy. Now you're weak, but very readable. But it's very peaky tonight. I have to be right at the right direction. How copy here with the 800 watts going your way? KO6KD, K6MYC. Well, Bill's got his normal problem. Can't hear me.
Yeah, I don't know if you're talking to me, Mike, or not. I must have been mistaken. I thought I heard you calling my call sign. I am not copying you if you're talking to me. KO6KD, number 776. I'll be standing by.
Okay, well, I'm copying you fine, Bill. You definitely have a receive problem there. You either have noise or something, but you're Q5, over.
Okay, now I'm starting to hear you, Mike. Yep, starting to hear you now. I don't know how I'd be able to transmit and not receive. I've got, I don't know. I don't know what the issue is there, Mike, but maybe we can try something tomorrow night and you can try a different station or something. I don't know what the issue is, but okay, there's nobody else I can talk to here, so I don't know how else I can diagnose the receiver. It works fine on the repeaters, but I'm just not able to hear anybody, I guess, here on his own sideband. So, all right, sorry about that. I'll try to catch you on 6 meters in a few minutes. KO6KD.
Okay, hang on a second. Aaron, are you here?
Yes, sir.
If he's here, he's not going to be able to say anything because his transceiver's the transverter's still not working.
I wasn't calling Darren. I was calling Aaron. Hang on a second, Bill. Let me see how. What's Bill look like on my S meter? Were you able to see it, Aaron?
I wasn't looking at it, but I can the next time he transmits.
Okay, well, he's going into a little bit of a fade, but he was very solid here, and he's just having a terrible time hearing me. KO6KD, make one last transmission there. We're going to get an S meter reading on you, over. Now he's not hearing me now.
I am copying you now, Roger. I am hearing you.
I said, make a transmission. We're trying to get an S meter reading on you, over.
Okay, all right, very well. I didn't hear that part. All right, I'll give you Bozo 776 in Roseville. Charlie Mike 98. How copy now, Mike?
Okay, very good. So we took one little fade. I missed one word in the middle of that. What did you see, Aaron?
Well, he started as an S6, and then it took a fade, and then it came back to an S5. So, he's giving you plenty of signal when the band conditions are there.
Yeah, S6 at the beginning, a dip, and then back to S5 at the end, Bill, over. S5 at the beginning, S6 at the beginning of that transmission, Bill, a dip in the middle, and then right back up to S5 at the end, over. Now, see, he just isn't copying. He's running about 140 watts, over.
And you're running more than that.
Yes, I am. If I whistle it hard, I can peg it at a kilowatt.
Yeah, he might have an RF gain set wrong, or, he said his system was working fine on the repeaters, but, that's going to be closer to him, and it just sounds like he's got a stunned receiver.
Yeah.
Well, now I heard something there, Mike. You came up nice and loud.
That was Aaron.
No, I heard your voice. You started to say something, and it was anyway. I'm hearing you now, so I don't know what the deal is, Mike. I'm sorry. I guess it's just a disappointment.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I turn it back to you, and about half the time you don't come back. Over.
Well, I'm not hearing you. I've got I don't know. I've got everything going here that I can get going, and I'm just not able to copy you. I don't know what the deal is, and there's nobody else up here to confirm the propagation up here.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well, no worries. I'll look for you on 6, of course. I don't think we're going to get anybody else on 222. There's nobody up in Nevada. I heard Paul, WIS, talking to you earlier. I hear him just fine, but I'm just not hearing you, so. Roger.
Being him okay, so. I don't know what to say, Mike. All right, I'll go ahead and QRT here, and I'll go over to 6 meters and wait for your call. Talk to you in a little bit, KO6KD.
All right, very good, Bill. See you on 6. We'll see you on 6 meters. And I did hear W6PQL. W6PQL, Roger, Jim, over. Jim's not hearing me either, Aaron. I got to go back to the Bay Area here.
Mike, now you're almost at 10 dB over 9. That last go around, Mike, you came up very, very loud. Okay, KO6KD.
Yeah, I heard you, but I was talking to a local. I hear Jim in there. Let me go back to the Bay Area and confirm. He's got Steve down there in Santa Barbara. Going back to the Bay Area. How copy now, Jim? Coming your way. W6PQL, K6MYC, over.
Oh, there's the signal finally. Howdy, Mike. Yep, we got Steve. He was pretty good, but it was an airplane feed. I'll see you on 6 meters, W6PQL.
Okay, well, we're pretty much done here, so we'll go over to 6 and see you there. Thanks, Jim. And we'll see 6 meters. W6PQL. And the group, K6MYC, QSYing to 6 meters. Anybody left here on 222 in the Bay Area, please?
Yeah, break, Mike. This is K6WIS again.
Yeah, very strong on the. I'm back on the bounce path, Paul.
Yeah, Roger. So I just wanted to note that I'm not going to be on 1296 tomorrow night because I will be under the influence of chemotherapy drugs, and I'll probably be sleeping it off. Over.
Yeah, understand. Okay. Well, hope you feel better after that. I know that's always a rough go. But no worries about 1296. Thanks for the heads up, Paul. K6 Whiskey India Sierra, we'll look for you on 6 meters. I'm actually pointed right at you now on 6, so if you can go over to your 6 meters, we'll work you quickly there. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6 MYC.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Mike. Yeah, I started my 6-meter transceiver here at the Icon 7300, which has got the 5-element M-squared
KM6SRR.
It's pointed at the Bay Area right now, but I'll point it directly to you, and we can have a quick QSO on 6. Thanks, Mike. K6 WIS clear on 222.
Roger, Paul. Rob, go ahead.
Were you able to get a count for the 222 band tonight?
Well, I'll have Judy count it right now here. Looks like 15.
Okay, thank you.
All righty.
KM6SR, QSY over to 6 meters.
Yeah, last call, Bay Area, K6 MYC 222 before we go to 50.140 on 6 meters. Nothing heard. 73 all, we'll go into 50.140.
NR6Q from Kilo 6 Whiskey India Sugar.
Yeah, Kilo 6 India Whiskey Sugar from NR6Q. Good evening. Nice to hear you on. Do I have the call correct? Is it Kilowatt 6 India Whiskey Sugar?
No, you got the suffix over the wrong way around. It's Whiskey India Sugar, WIS. Over.
Okay, good. I just thought I made a mistake there. Okay, Paul, very good. And you're right up just in the foothills behind me, so probably not a great my antenna is pointed at you, but we'll get it up there pretty quick and get a better shot at you. Good evening.
No, you don't want to have him turn it toward you there. He goes away when he does that. What's your Bozo number there, Greg?
But I hear Mike, K6MYC on the channel, so I'm going to let him take over. He's net control. So 73, K6WIS clear for now.
73.
Have him turn back this way, Paul.
Yeah, Greg, if you could turn back towards Fresno there, Mike's requesting.
Here, 694.
Yep, I got it back there already.
There you go. What's your Bozo number, Greg?
622-622.
Okay, because we had 694 pop in just ahead of you there, 622 for Greg in our 6Q. Good evening, sir. Pleasure to have you 2 weeks in a row here. My goodness.
I know, it's amazing what happens when you set an alarm on your cell phone.
Okay, thanks. Ben W6GBS.
Okay, hang on a second, Ben. You're doubling with Greg there. I didn't get it, Greg. We have a local station that didn't realize I was talking to somebody away from him. You should hear him, Ben. He's north of us here near Sacramento and in the area around Galt, but near Sacramento. His call is NR6Q. So listen for Greg, Ben, and then maybe you can exchange reports with him there. Go ahead, Greg. NR6Q with 800 watts and the, 8 elements of 80 feet, K6MYC.
Yeah, boy, you got pretty good memory there, Mike. Never accuse you of forgetting anything. Good evening, K6MYC from NR6Q. And, you're doing quite nicely up here. You're about 5 and 8, 5 and 9 here, 58 to 59 in Sacramento.
Okay, you're good too. We have another station. Ben, are you copying Greg at all?
I know there's somebody there, but I can't understand anything.
Where are you pointed, Ben? Where are you pointed, Ben?
W6NOX. About north here, I think.
Oh, you have no idea where you're pointed?
It should be north.
Well, you want to be pointed at about 330 degrees, not quite north there. You got somebody fighting you there. Take my chair. Put her in this one and let you take. We got a cat fighting for us for possession of a chair here.
W6NOX.
Yeah, W6NOX. No, Norway, Ontario X-ray, is it?
Yeah, that's correct. I got a Bozo number 1180.
1180. Okay, good deal. And I think we checked you in the other day, but we couldn't hear you. But we're hearing you tonight. You must have fixed something. Somebody's doubling. Bill, are you talking? W6NOX. Give me the handle and where you're located, over.
Okay, the name here is Pete, and I'm north of Fresno, about 15 miles.
Oh, okay. Well, you're in my backyard here. I live in above Millerton Lake, over.
Yeah, I've talked to you before. Matter of fact, I met you back in the 1990s, back when you had your shop over there. I think it was over there by Pinedale.
Yeah, it wasn't Pinedale. We moved it over to a new facility just off of Shaw and Valentine in Fresno, but we're still in town. We just moved it. We got inundated by all the shopping centers around us there in Pinedale, over.
Yeah, I was by there the other day. It's just crazy over there. A lot of building, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of traffic. Too much for me. W6NOX in the group.
Yeah, what was the handle?
Handle here is Pete, Papa Echo, Tango Echo.
Yeah, okay, Pete. You said it. I just didn't make a note of it. If I say your name a couple of times, it'll start to stick. Anyway, great to hear you. What are you running there? Where are you living north of Fresno? Are you near Avenue 15?
Right, you got it pretty close. I'm in the Bonadelli Rancho. It's between 15 and 145.
K6USY.
Okay, got it. Okay. I know where you are there. Did you want to get in here, Aaron?
Try that again. I didn't copy.
Hang on a second. Aaron was calling K6USY. Aaron, go ahead.
Yeah, Mike, you got me in a null right now. I can barely hear you, so I'll wait. You're hearing me better than I'm hearing you right now. K6USY.
Okay, how can that be?
You're pointed up to Sacramento?
I know, but I'm running 10 times the power you are.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on, but not hearing you very well down here right now. Might just be the weather.
Okay. I haven't moved the antenna since we started here. In fact, it's going to be difficult because the cat just climbed on me. Now, boy, she's being very affectionate today. She's been going back and forth between Judy and I. Anyway, let me get this thing in order. We'll log you in 1079 for Aaron. And also 1100, if you would, Judy. Ben, don't run away. Can you rotate your antenna, Ben?
Not right now. It's set here till I do something here.
Okay. Let me find out if Greg is hearing you, because he's got good ears, but he's running 800 watts and you're not, so you should hear him if he hears you. How about it, Greg? Are you copying Ben, WB6GBS?
Yeah, I think I'm covered. I'm hearing somebody, WB6GBS from NR6Q. Good evening. Name is Greg. We're located in just south of Sacramento. Any copy?
I barely copied you there. Yeah, okay. This is Ben, W6GBS, Golf Bravo Sierra. I'm in Fresno, 694. Let's see, it's DMO6, should have said.
Okay, and what was the call again? Give me your call one more time.
Whiskey, Bravo, 6, Golf, Bravo, Sierra, like the good Boy Scout.
Okay, with WB6GBS from NR6Q. Yeah, you're running about I don't know, maybe a 5-1 to 5-2 here. Not moving the meter, but I definitely can pick you out in your Q5 copy, okay?
Okay, very good, thanks.
Very good, Ben. And let's see if he can copy W6NOX. Pete, make a transmission, and then if you're hearing him, call Greg, NR6Q. That's Greg up in Sacramento area. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't really hear him. I hear bits and pieces of his transmission, but not enough for me to pull him out. So, yeah, I hear a little bit of him, but this is W6NOX with the group.
Okay, what are you running for antenna? Are you horizontal or vertical?
I'm horizontal. It's just a wire antenna, over.
Okay, so you can't rotate, right?
Right.
And how much power?
100 watts.
Okay, 100 watts. Let's see if he's hearing anything from your wire. He's just west of me, just about due west of me, Greg, about 10 miles here. W6NOX in Madera County, over.
Okay, was it Whiskey 6 November Oscar X-ray from NR6Q? Last heard, you're 5-1, 51, QSL?
Okay, Pete, you must have local noise there. Do you have power line noise tonight?
There's constant noise out here. There's people all around me, so it's no different than usual, over.
Okay. Well, he's hearing you with your 100 watts, and you're not hearing his 800, so your noise is pretty nasty. You might think about getting a little bit more of a directional Yagi that you can rotate there, over.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. One of these days, I'll have to hook up with you. I got to get your phone number. I'll give you a call down there at the shop.
Well, I don't work there anymore. I'm retired. I'm 87, so they've sent me home and said, you stay home. We'll take care of it here. But the phone number, I'll give it to you. It's 432, the band. 432, you got to dial 559, the signal report first. 559, signal report. 432, the band. And then 8873, the love and kisses and best wishes, over.
Yeah, I got it there. That's good. You're retired, huh? I remember you back in the day. Your name's Mike, right?
Yeah, Mike, right.
Okay. Well, I'll let you proceed. I'm going to get out here on the side, and thank you for letting me get in there and chime in. Over.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you did, and please join us. We also have the Bozo Net, of course, you know about. Obviously, you have a Bozo number, but you can look it up on the web, and if you go to the website, then go past the first page, you'll see a link to a YouTube channel. Click on the YouTube link, and it'll take you to the live stream. So you'll be able to hear not only me, but you'll hear the way I am hearing the stations that you're trying to hear, and you'll hear yourself, perhaps. You can also put a signal on, and you can look at your signal strength the way I'm hearing you, and so on. And, of course, those are archived, so you can go back an hour or a day or a year later and listen again. But it also gives you an idea where I'm pointing and who I'm talking to, and so on. So it should give you some incentive and to show you what you can do if you put up an antenna that's directional.
Copy, but I don't have a computer anymore. I'm totally without any kind of technology over here. Over.
Okay. Judy, my partner here, says amen. She's on a computer every day, but it's a pain in the ass, I can tell you that. They keep changing the programs and stuff, so we don't blame you for being non-technical. Anyway, no worries. I just thought I'd give you the tip if you could use it. 73's good evening, Pete. Check in when you can. We're here every Monday night, right around this time. W6NOX, K6MYC. Greg, thanks for the try.
Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo Fox, 982.
Okay, there's another one. Let's see if Greg can hear you. KG6, Charlie Echo Fox, 982. Good evening, Daryl. Make a transmission, and we'll see if Greg is copying you. Over.
WB6JNC 107.
Yeah, we got you earlier, but we got you again, Dane. Go ahead, Daryl.
Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo Fox. I don't know. I think I can hear you.
Are you copying him, Greg?
Yeah, he's very light, very, very light, but I do hear him in there. But I don't know. I don't know if I can give him a legitimate signal report. Does he have an antenna he can turn up this way?
I don't think he's got the rotatable antenna up yet. He has one. He just doesn't have it in the air yet.
That's right. Yeah, I can hear him. He's right at my noise level. But if I put headphones on, I bet I could hear him.
Yeah, well, he's running 800 watts and an 8-element step IR at 80 feet. So he's got a very good setup up there, Daryl, and he's also got good ears up there. It's pretty quiet.
Okay, well, this is just a wire right now, so I'm not. I was out of Frank's and I saw a couple. He showed me a couple of different 6-meter antennas. I'll have to talk to you about that.
Yeah, I thought you had one. Didn't you get a 6-meter antenna from Rob?
No. That was somebody else. We already figured out that wasn't me.
Oh, okay, very good. Well, there's a lot of choices, and you can always call a plant. I don't have any 6-meter antennas down here anymore. I've given them all away or sent them off to other places. So I have big ones, but I don't think you want to put up a 50-footer, do you?
No, but Frank's got a couple of yours over his house. One of them had a 24-foot boom, and that's actually bigger than I wanted to go.
Yeah, it sounds like actually it's, what the hell would they, 6-element maybe. Yeah, I think he's got a 6M6 LN, standing for low noise. That's a good little antenna, though. That's very light. It's I don't know if you saw it, but that's not that big.
No, and that may be the way I'll need to go. I don't know. Like I say, I'll talk to you about it. But Frank said it was belonged to you, so.
Okay.
KM6SR.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob. 432, Judy.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that, 432. I was responding to Daryl there. I sort of sold my 6-meter extra antenna to Dave, K6ZBG. I don't think he's put it up, and he's never done any work for me, so maybe Daryl might be interested in that. Over.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay. That's something that you and VBG can work out. Dave, are you here still? Haven't heard K6VBG yet. Let me just check one more thing. Dane, are you still on frequency? WB6JNP?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Are you hearing anything from Greg up there near Sacramento in R6Q?
I could catch little bits and pieces to remember I'm on a dipole.
Yeah, okay. You got some stations down here, Greg, that are running low power and very low antennas, either from physical restrictions or location. Dane is in a hole. He's in Coarse Gold, so he's down in a hole. Daryl's also in Coarse Gold, but he's up on the side of a hill. And I think you worked Frank. Frank, are you in here, W6BBS? Frank should be in here. He's up above in the same area with Daryl. but he's got Yagis up there, but he'll be on one of these days. He's in the process that keeps changing stuff up there. Anyway, you'll be working Frank easily here shortly, Greg. Anyway, I'm just giving all the boys a chance to see who they can hear up there, because you've got a very nice station up there. Anyway, good to hear you, Greg. Thanks for checking in. We got you. And up behind you there is Bill, KO6KD. I'm going to shoot it to Bill, and there's a couple of others up that way. So let me do that, pick up them. And we also have a station in Reading that'll come in on CW. Maybe you can point up toward Reading. You should hear him easily. That's KD6 Sugar Whiskey, KD6 Southwest, or Scotch Whiskey, Greg, over.
All right, I will aim the end. Is up north.
Yeah, he's in Reading.
Golf Yankee, Bozo 884.
Hey. Very good. Good evening to you, Phil. Hang on just a second. What does it read, Judy? I couldn't.
324.
Oh, 324. Okay, let me go up a little bit more to here and shoot it to Bill. KO6KD with 884, Phil on frequency, and probably KR6MR and perhaps some others. K6MYC. Go ahead, Bill. 759, we hear you. Go ahead, Bill.
I'm hearing him.
Go ahead, Bill. Where is KO6KD?
He just went to Reno.
No, I didn't go to Reno. I'm pointed at you guys.
Over there, 2 meters.
You took a big fade there, Mike.
No, I'm pointed right at you, John, right at you and Bill. I'm pointed right at you at 330 plus or minus 3 degrees. So I'm pointed right at you, and we're copying you fine, but I do not hear Bill. Where is he pointing? For a second there. NR6Q in the group. Thanks for checking in, Greg. Hang on. Now we'll go back up to Bill. KO6KD and KR6MR, K6MYC. Bill, go ahead. John, I'm not hearing Bill at all. Go ahead. In Sacramento. Is that 0 there, Judy?
No, 2. 1. 2.
Why does it keep going back? It's supposed to go to 0.
0.
All right, now what does it read?
30.2.
30.2?
341.
Oh, okay, all right. You're the guy that Jack here is down there. He's down in Elk Grove, and he was saying he was hearing somebody else. So, okay, got it. Now you're on what? No, I'm in Roseville. My P.O. box is in Penryn, but I'm in Roseville. Got it.
Okay, Bill, KO6KD, K6MYC.
Oh, hey, Mike. Okay, I hear you now. K6MYC, KO6KD, Bozo 776, over.
Yeah, got that. And we had John in here for a while, but what happened was all of a sudden, I don't know how it happened, but the rotor took off. I may have bumped a knob here without realizing it, but it took off, and the next thing I know, I'm pointed at 30 degrees, so it went all the way around through south, and that's when I disappeared on you guys there. So let me start over again. We got you in there. Let me shoot it to John. John, KR6MR. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC in the group, KR6MR Bozo 759, and Darren asked me to check him in, KJ6KFB, and he is 756.
We've got him checked in. KJ6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo is checked in. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, okay. I was watching your azimuth on the feed. I said, well, where is he going? He went all the way around until you got to stop somewhere in the middle of Nevada.
Yeah, no, I went over to 30 degrees. I heard you say I'm going to Nevada. I heard you say he is going to Nevada, and I wasn't. That was what was baffling me, and I couldn't figure out why it was doing that. And I didn't catch it because I wasn't watching the meter. I wasn't watching the numbers. Well, I have numbers that rotate here. You're looking at a compass, but I'm watching meters, numbers. In any case, you're very strong, but I'm having a hard time getting very much signal from Bill. It's Q5, Bill, but very weak compared to John. He's crushing you, over.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, it's 200 watts on the whistle. I think John's running about 800 watts, though, and he's got a much larger antenna than I have.
Oh, bigger amplifier. What are you running for power, John?
Right now, about 600 watts, but I do have a long boom KLM at 60 feet, over.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's doing very well. I don't know why you've been not that good lately, or ever on 6. I never thought you were bodacious on 6, but you are tonight. Okay. Bill, don't you have? Oh, I guess you told me this. Your amplifier doesn't go on 6 meters, does it, Bill?
No, it's a kilowatt amplifier. It only goes to 30 meg.
So all this time you've only been running 100 watts. For some reason I thought you had the same amp that you run on HF.
No, there's 200 watts on the 7700.
Okay. All right, well, that's good. It's not bad. It's just that John's got so much more signal, but that's just power probably now at this point. Let's see. Greg is in here in R6Q. He was in here last night. I know he can work, last week I should say, and I know he can work all you guys. I'm going to see if we can get Redding in here as long as I'm pointed up that way. So let me see if Redding will come back on CW. Redding, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, KD6SW, Redding, K6MYC, over. Roger, gotcha, good signal. I'm going to turn it over to another station. I'm going to turn it over to NR6Q. Greg, did you copy this CW?
I did copy the CW, but I don't know what was the call again?
Kilo Delta 6 Scotch Whiskey.
Okay, Kilo Delta 6 Scotch Whiskey from NR6Q. I heard you were 529. Good enough. Okay, very good. good. Yeah, I'm quite familiar with that area. I used to own a houseboat on Lake Shasta, and we go past that quite often, going up to Ashland, Oregon. Anyway, nice signal down here tonight. Again, you're not real strong on the meter, but solid copy. 5 and about a 5 and 2, 5 and 3, but definitely 2-5 copy. Good.
I'm hearing your sideband, Rich. I'm hearing your sideband, Rich. It's not quite Q5. I would give you a 3x1, 3x1 on sideband. Over.
Roger, copy here in Mountain Gate. Yeah, very good. My name is Greg, Golf Romeo, Echo Golf. My call's NR6Q, Bozo number 622. I'm running about a kilowatt and 8 elements at 75 feet. Over. Located about 25 miles south of Sacramento, just north of the San Joaquin County line. So we're about 180, 190 miles from each other. Over. Convinced me I should get on the Bozo Net here, so I haven't really used it a whole bunch on 6 meters. Anyway, great to hear you, and beautiful signal down here into Sacramento. KD6 Sugar Whiskey from NR6Q. Okay, 73. And you might want to send it back to Mike, because I don't know if he can hear me with my antenna turned away from him.
I hear you.
He heard you. Yeah, I hear Mike. Okay, great. Sounds good. Back to you, K6MYC, NR6Q.
Okay, NR6Q, KD6, kilowatt Delta 6. You might have him kilowatt Bravo, but it's kilowatt Denmark 6 Sugar Whiskey. Up there, good evening, Rich. Your solid signal, no fading, but just barely Q3, We can squeeze a contact out of it. Hi, that's it. But very steady signal on sideband, so CW would be no problem. Good to hear you tonight. I'm glad you hooked up with Greg there. He's got a nice setup there south of Sacramento. 73's Rich. KD6SW, K6MYC, clear with you. And let's see, is there anybody else while I'm pointed in this direction that wants to check into the Bozo Net? Over.
N6RO.
N6RO, you're off axis, but we'll take you. We also have an R6Q on here over in Galt. I think you worked him the other evening. Anyway, good evening, Ken. We missed you last night, but that's understandable. I think you were tired. Well, you did finally come in, didn't you?
Oh, gee, I thought I checked in last night, but my memory is failing more every day. K6MYC and 6RO, Bozo 835, Charlie Mike 97, temperature range 41 to 63. Dinner was mahi-mahi, and no, it was barramundi and Brussels sprouts. And, still recovering from the contest weekend in 6RO.
Yeah, very good, very good. And no, you did check in last night. What happened was you checked in late, and that puts it out of my memory. You see, I run by you, and then I don't hear you. Then I automatically check you that you're not there, and then later you checked in. So sometimes I don't recover that. But I remember now we did chat, and I had a little trouble with range static and stuff. So tell me again how many, I think you said you worked 25 or 27 countries on 80. How many overall contacts on 80, over?
Yeah, the total on 80 in 10 hours, both evenings and both late mornings. 133 QSOs and 41 multipliers. 14 of them were Europe. Not much activity other than JA out of the other direction, but I had 85 JAs. So I'm happy.
Boy, oh boy. Yeah, worked the crap out of those boys. I bet you they were overjoyed. Some of those had probably never worked the States before. How many countries? I thought you said 23 or 25 or something yesterday, over.
Yeah, 41. 441.
Oh, 41 countries. I thought that was your multipliers. I guess that's a multiplier is a country. Is that it?
Yeah, right. In ARRL contest, that's true.
Okay, very good.
Guys on the high bands did very well too. I think I told you about that.
Yeah, no, very, very good. Now I was on 15 today, and you guys must have sucked all the signals out of the air, because I've got the log periodic. I told you about the new log that we put up. It's up today. I got it up. It's only about 30 feet up, but it's up, and it's got a big, good drop-offs in most directions. So I tried it on 15 and 17 meters. I called CQ till hell froze over. I couldn't raise anybody. The band, I did hear a couple of signals, sideband signals on 18 megs. They were quite strong from the east. I called CQ beaming east, and I got nobody. So I went up to 15, and I couldn't find any signals except for the foreign broadcast, and they were S9 plus 20, so I knew the band was open. There wasn't a single signal I could hear anywhere. I went toward JA, I went toward ZL and VK, couldn't hear any signals anywhere. Called CQ on 300, called CQ on 220, got nobody on 15, nobody.
What was that, today or during the contest?
No, today. So everybody, you sucked them all out, and you didn't leave anybody to work anybody. So it's just dismal today. Maybe they'll come back and get on the band tomorrow. I know the band was open because the foreign broadcast on 15 was 20 over 9, over.
Well, okay. I guess we did tire the world out with my two hotshot operators. I got some sort of good news, I hope. John Stafford finally got to work on my 1296 amp after I called headquarters, and they got on him. And he replaced some resistors that control the relays. And he said it's working now and getting 400 watts out. And he's going to ship it back to me this week. So if all goes well and we don't have a problem on our end, I'll be back on the band next week in 6RO.
Okay, very good. And I hear a little CW or something in the background. Maybe it's just a tone. Anyway, fine on the 1296 amp. Was that the normal power that it was that it runs is 400 out? Is that what it's rated at?
Yeah, Roger. 10 watts in, 400 out.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Well, wonderful news. Finally, after all this time, and I'm sure you had to go through such a hassle, but maybe it'll wake him up a little bit and get him on off the dime a little bit. Good enough, Ken. Let you go. And maybe one of these days we'll get you fixed up so you can make us on 220 as well, over.
Yeah, that all depends on Gary, NA60, who's still taking care of his wife who had an accident, a fall. But we'll have it done by the contest, I'm sure, in 6RO.
Okay, very good, very good. See you later, and thanks much. Let's see, is there anybody else that's copying me? I am not even going to go to Nevada because that's a waste of time. Nobody's been checking in from up that way. So I won't go to Nevada, but I'll look one more time. I'm pointed sort of towards Sacramento. K6MYC, QRZ, Bozo Net, 6 meters.
KC5, DTU, 712.
Okay, hang on a second, Kerry. 712, we've got you. Who was the other one?
November 6th, Bravo Charlie Charlie.
Okay, Merle, very good. Good to hear you also. I'm not quite pointed at you, Merle, but good copy, no problem. N6BCC, and I can't remember your number, 11 something.
1134 is the number.
1134, very good. How are you doing? Are you getting better? You were sick for a while there, over.
Yeah, I'm getting better. I had a pretty good coughing attack last night, which kind of kept me awake a little more than I wanted to last night. But yeah, I'm doing a lot better than I was.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I know you've been intermittent here, and that's unusual for you. You've been very consistent, but when you're not feeling good, I know you get out of the swing of things. Anyway, great to hear you here on 6. The band conditions seem to be very good. I'm hearing some very, very far out signals. And a pleasure to hear you, as always. N6BCC, and where the heck are you? Lodi, Modesto, Merced.
I'm in Modesto. Yeah, I'm running on my rotatable dipole tonight because my 4-element beam is coming down. In fact, everything's going to be coming down here pretty soon because I'm getting ready to take and put my crank-up tower up.
Oh, very good. Very good. Okay, well, you're doing fine on the dipole, no problem. There's another station in Modesto that we work on 2 meters. That's KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima. Do you know John there?
I don't think I do. I don't run a lot of 2-meter and stuff. Excuse me. But yeah, I mainly just run HF anymore.
Okay, I thought you had 2-meter sideband capability.
That radio I got rid of. Nobody could fix it. That ICOM ended up going on eBay for parts, and I'm looking at buying another one here in time, but right now I got to get my tower up in the air and kind of go from there.
Okay. What did you have? What was the ICOM model?
Oh, gosh. I think it was a 271, something like that.
275, yeah, okay.
It worked really good at first, and then it just got to the point where it started like somebody was just keying and unkeying the microphone and all kinds of weird stuff. And yeah, it was really sad because the radio itself was in really good, clean condition. On a scale of like 1 to 10 for, looks, I would have put it at about a 9.5. But operation, about a 0.
Yeah, okay. Well, they can be fixed. We have a fellow down here, Ken, N6, WA6OIB, that could have probably put it back in shape, but he's overwhelmed with other people with the same problems. So I don't like to commit him unless he takes it on as a project from you directly, and I stay out of the middle of it. Anyway, hopefully you can find something else. You might keep an eye out for something like an Fox Tango 100, FT100. Nice little radio, runs 100 watts on 6, and all the way up to 432, and all the way down to 160 meters, and it's very tiny. They can usually be found for about $300 or $400. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Oh yeah, I'm looking around. Like I said, if I see one at a good price, I'll definitely take and jump on one. But yeah, like I said, I got a 40-foot crank up tilt over, and I got to get that in. So that takes kind of top priority. And we all know what kind of concrete that takes. And then I'm working on my old ST101EE, trying to get that up and going, and waiting for some 572 tubes for a 2100 B amp. So, yeah, getting things over. And I've got one for you that you probably haven't seen in a while. I have a Gonset. Does about 2K. Was that? Let me see here. If I can see the number here real quick. It is a. Gosh, dang it. Hang on a second. Let me get my light. GSB 201. That's completely rebuilt.
775 KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, we hear you. Stand by one. I'll be right over to you, Mike. Hang on.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to put that one in line there every now and then too. So, yeah, I like that old stuff. I always will.
What's it Gonset do? What bands? What modes?
It is sideband and CW. It does 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, C, B, and A. And that is it. It's just sideband and CW. And, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to getting that one there back up on the air again. Like I said, it's all rebuilt and works fine.
Yeah, very good. That's an old one, though. Boy, that's vintage stuff there. All right. Take care, Merle. I've got others checking in from the Bay Area that want to get going here, so let's save it for another day. But great to hear you. Dipole's doing fine. Good luck with the tower, and I'm sure you know what and how you have to do it. And you get the hole dug. It's about 8 feet deep and 4 feet square is usually adequate. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And, you know, it's self-supporting and stuff, so what I like is the fact that it's tilled over, too, so that's going to make it nice. You know, I've already built a setup there with the winch and stuff for the tilled over. I just took and looked it over, got the measurements on one, and just took and made my own. I'm kind of that way. I don't want to spend that kind of money, especially when they want $1,600 for a couple pieces of metal and a winch. No, thank you. I'll just make my own.
Yeah, well, that's right. As long as you don't mind using the labor. It's a labor thing mostly that drives those things up, of course, as you know. But no, I'm glad you got it. What tower model is it? What brand and what tower model? Is it an LM470 or something? Is it?
Okay, let me get the picture. It's an older one. It's like brand new shape. And that ain't the picture there. Let's see here. It's a Tri-X.
LM470?
Model number. It's a it's either a 404 or a 444. I can't see the picture that good right now.
It's a LM470 if it's 70 feet high.
Yeah, I can't make out what it says there, but yeah, it's going to be going up here probably in about the next month.
Yeah, I think you're going to find that's an LM470. I have two of those. Over.
Hey, Roger. I'll tell you what, that bloody thing is heavy.
Well, you ought to compare that to a U.S. Towers 589, and you think that's a featherweight.
Boy, you got that right. Some of these towers out there I've been looking at, holy cow. I mean, one of them I was looking at was like 2,000 pounds. Go, nope. Too big, more than I need. So, all righty there, Mike. Well, I'm going to let you and Judy go and let you get on to everybody else there. I think KO6DGJ is out there, and he sent me a text here just a minute ago. So, hey, you and Judy have a great evening, and good hearing you again. And now I'm going to take and let my throat rest because it's still acting up, as you can probably hear in my crackle there. So, you have a great one there. K6MYC and 6BCC.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, well, I think the tower you're talking about, my other towers weigh 2,500 each. That's without the tilt-over fixture on it. These are 589s, U.S. Tower 589s. They go 2,500 each, 89 feet high, and I have 4 of those up. In fact, you're listening to one of them right now as a dual bander on for 40 and 20, and on top of it is the 9-element for 6 meters here at 100 feet. So good big towers. You'll like the Allen 470. When you get time, look at it over carefully, and you can tell me. I have two of them, but different vintages. The winch on one of them is totally different. The older winch was all pulleys, and the newer winch is a drum with cables on it. So you can tell me which one you have.
I have the one with the pulleys.
Oh boy, that's an old one. Okay, that's about 50 years old, but they work good. I've had that one for a long, long time. Okay, we'll talk more, Merle. Hang in there. N6BCC, and I'll stand by for KO6 Delta Golf Juliet, K6MYC, and I didn't give up on you, Mike. John, I wonder if you're there. KO6DGJ, K6MYC, over.
KO6DGJ, John in Brentwood. Bozo number.
He might be pointing towards me a little bit more. KO6DGJ, if you're still there, Mike's yelling for you.
Yeah, he came back.
Did you hear me there, Mike?
I hear you, John. KD6DGJ. I just had to move the antenna a little bit more. That was on Merle there. This should be better. KO6DGJ. Go ahead, John. K6MYC.
Roger, Roger. Did you catch my Bozo number? Bozo number is 1145. And, boy, I had a great time this weekend doing the contest. I got about 35 countries, and that was pretty much it. Everything else was, it was a lot of fun. I had a good time.
Very good. What band did you activate mostly?
20 meters and 15.
Yeah, okay, very good. I'm glad you had fun with that. Very good. What were you using for an antenna on those bands?
I have a 71-foot wire. It's a Palomar wire, and I got it up at about a 45-degree up in the tree. And highlight of my weekend, going over to N6RO to go over and see him if I can. What it was really about.
Yeah, I'm glad you got over there to see Ken's operation. That was something, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Oh, my goodness. I was like a kid in a candy store.
I'll bet you were. Okay, well, I'm glad you got a chance to get over there. Wonderful. And they really did well. Ken had 41 countries on 80 meters alone, over.
Oh, roger that. Roger that. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the antennas compared to mine, I think they did rather well.
Yeah, well, you need a tri-bander or something to take place of that wire and take care of all your low upper bands there. A little tri-bander would do, and you have a lot more fun and a lot more contacts, so it would be easier for you. Anyway, something that you have to think about as time goes on, I'm sure. Let me let you go. The boys in the Bay Area are waiting, so we'll look for you again next week. But maybe I'll hear you on. You don't check in on 2 meters, do you?
No, not very often.
I could have used you. We only had 2 check-ins in the whole Bay Area last night. Over.
Oh, dang. That's not good. I think everybody was tired from contesting.
Well, I don't know. They were just tired or numb from the neck both ways. Who knows? Anyway, we could have used your check-in. Anyway, 7-3, John. Good to hear you. Sorry I kept you waiting so long, but I'm sure you were enjoying Merle's conversation there with his tower. KO6DDGJ, K6MYC, listening for your final, over.
Roger that. FYI, within the next couple of weeks here, my call is going to be different, but I'll let you know when that happens. K6MYC, KO6DGJ.
Yeah, you think you'll be on, or you don't think you'll be here?
No, my call sign will be different.
Oh, call sign change. Okay, very good. Well, be sure and tell us, and we'll get you changed over. Do you know what it's going to be?
It kind of looks like it's going to be Whiskey 6, Whiskey Zulu Zulu. It looks like it. It's pending. They said it's, what the heck, is it 100% on percentage?
Okay, yeah, that'll probably be what it is. Let me give that to Rob so he can be tuned in. W6WZZ, Whiskey 6, Whiskey Zulu Zulu, Rob, is what KO6DGJ may change to. He's got 100% assurance, but he just doesn't have the call yet. Rob, over.
Okay, QSL, Mike, KM6SR.
All righty. Very good. 7-3, John, and we'll slide over into the Bay Area there. Thanks much. Now, let's see, Mike, if you're still there, KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, K6MYC. We got your 775, Mike, over.
Roger. K6MYC, KB6WFC. Not much to report. 49 degrees currently and cloudy. But I wasn't around yesterday because visiting my dad in the hospital, but I did give a listen to the contest on 10 meters, and I heard Japan, Cayman Islands, and South America from the Mobile. Over.
Very good. Yeah, that's always fun. What you can hear from the Mobile is sometimes really amazing.
1296.
Go ahead, 1296.
Howdy, hi. Just checking in and checking out for the for the pillow. 73 is Mike, K6MYC, W6PQL.
Okay. How you feeling? You're back okay, and everybody? How was the wife?
Well, the wife is still undergoing tests, and they're trying to figure out what's wrong. But, that's how that goes. And I'm fine. I haven't had back problems since I elevated my head on the bed. That took care of it. That is a problem for me. I need to have my head elevate a little bit more than normal. And if I do that, I sleep fine. Usually if I sleep wrong, that's when the back goes out. But it's good. No complaints, except I was tired today. I played golf today, and I didn't do all that well. I scored 95 on a fairly tough course. But I walked it, and boy, was I sore when I got done, But I'm feeling okay now. I've got time enough to recover. 73 is Mike. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, that's one last question on the wife. Do you think she's still bleeding internally? I can't believe they can't figure out what's going on with her, over.
No, I think what's happening, and they'll be able to verify that soon because they're going in for a bone marrow test, is that she's not generating enough red blood cells. I don't think there's anything being lost in her. But, we don't know yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I think they can correct that with some nutritional stuff, can't they?
I hope so. I just hope it doesn't result in some oncologist getting involved.
Yeah, hope so. Okay, well, we've got our fingers crossed there. Keep us up to date if you can. Just subtly, we're not trying to pry, but we're concerned for you and her, over.
Yep, understand. Okay, take it easy, Mike.
Okay, thanks, Jim. Now, Bay Area, anybody else in the Bay Area for 6 meters, K6MYC Bozo Net?
111.
111. Russ, 2 in a row. I don't believe it.
How's Willie?
Judy says, how's Willie?
Willie is over here in his little dog basket, cutting his Z's, and he'll stay there till I go to bed, and I have to kick the basket and trying to get him to come up on the bed with me. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. He's getting old, and long in the tooth there.
Oh, yeah.
But good for Willie. Hang in there, buddy. Okay, thanks, Russ, for checking in and sticking around here. We've kind of dragged this thing out with lots of little side QSOs, and I wanted to get Greg and our 6Q in here and get him acquainted with some of the guys that are up and down the valley here and all that. So took a little time, but wanted to get everybody acquainted with everybody since he's got such a good system. He can hear people that some of the other guys cannot hear there. Anyway, good evening to you. K6KLY for your final K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, we've had a few little short openings to South America, to LU and CE, and we did have one to the Falkland Islands here a couple of days ago, but he just couldn't, he had to go somewhere, and he worked about 20 people and up and quit, but he was still real strong. All right, 7-3 for now, K6KLY.
Yeah, give me the call in Falklands. It's something 8.
Yeah, November Oscar.
NO8 something?
Victor Papa 8, November Oscar.
Oh, VPA. Yeah, I knew it was an 8. I couldn't remember what the prefix was. Okay, thanks. That's a good one. That was on 6 FT8.
Yeah, Roger. He worked a whole bunch of people. He did not work me. I didn't get in on it except for about the last 10 minutes. He was real strong, and he just went, I'm QRT, bye-bye, and
yeah, well,
7-3.
Okay, what time was that?
This was about 11 in the morning, over.
Okay. Well, I don't know whether Frank has got the Falklands. He's got over 100 on 6. No, he doesn't. He's under 100 on 6. He's got over 100 on 2 meters, but I'm talking about Frank, W6BBS, but he's always looking for more on 6, so that would be a good one if he doesn't have it. Keep an eye out for that. He's going to be home Friday, and he could be listening around that time without too much difficulty, I think. All right, thanks, Russ. And we'll take a standby and see if there's anybody else in the Bay Area there.
Don't forget about Kerry, Mike.
Don't forget who?
Kerry, KC5DTU.
Oh, hell, who would forget Kerry? I'm just trying to make him stay in the shack more than 2 minutes. Is it cold in there, Kerry?
Negative, I've got the heater going.
Good for you. Well, exciting stuff. Just quickly, I think the business in Arizona with the Taiwanese, is a Taiwan company that's coming over and going to invest in some big semiconductor plants in Arizona, and that's tied in tightly with the getting the commitment from Ukraine for the metal, for the rare earths. So hopefully that'll tie that together and make it happen, over.
Roger that. That's big money. And hello, Rob. Thanks for reminding Mike there. And Judy, if she's in the shack.
She's here. Hi, Kerry, she says. And hi, Laura. Have you talked to Laura yet on the phone?
No.
Oh, Judy's been busy the last couple of days, bills and other stuff going on with her daughter. She'll try to get to Laura tomorrow, okay?
Roger that, I'll advise.
All righty. Anything else?
Nothing outstanding. Keep you informed of what's going on if anything new comes up.
Yeah, well, tomorrow night should be interesting. I don't know if it's going to be an inspirational speech or more of a spank your butt speech. I hope it's a spank your butt speech, over.
Roger that. I think it's going to be well worth listening to. That's for sure.
Yeah, we'll do that. Hopefully it doesn't go over an hour and a half. It starts at 6 our time and goes to whenever it's done, but hopefully it doesn't go past 7:30 or I'll miss it.
Roger that. Well, it's guaranteed to be good, so I think I'm going to be interested in seeing what he has to say.
Okay, is it WB6WNI? Good evening, Gary. You're very weak, but I hear you. Kerry, I'll let you go if you want to go back in the house there, 7-3, and we'll be listening for you over the next couple of days here. KC5DTU, K6MYC. Now I'm going to see if I can get better copy. So, Gary, you got to give me some more chatter there. 1090, WB6WNI, K6MYC. Over.
Don't forget me as well.
Who is that?
Don't forget, check me in.
Who?
K6VVP.
Okay, 7-3, Gary. It's very, very light copy. Was that you, Vlad? K6 Victor Papa.
Roger, that was me.
I didn't hear you until just then when you broke in. I can't remember the number, Vlad. I'm thinking like 971 or something, isn't it?
I think it's 874.
874, okay. My memory's failing me here. But you haven't checked in for quite a while, particularly here. Well, on 6 meters, I guess, was the last time. But you haven't even been in at all on 2 meters, so we've been missing. I guess you don't have the antennas up currently on 2, is that right?
I was on 2 last time. I think I had a temporary radio, so I did check in. And by the way, this morning, instead of being on 15, you should have been on 10. 10 was open to Europe this morning, SSB.
Well, I didn't have the antenna up and running until about 1 or 1:30. It was before we even got a chance to test it. And we were still fussing around with it. We had a little problem with a VSWR problem on 20. We haven't quite figured out that. We didn't design this antenna. It was designed by an Australian company, but we've been commissioned by another agency to build it for them. And so we just put it together per their dimensions and all that sort of stuff. But for some reason, it's got a little burble VSWR-wise on 20 meters. So we were playing around with 20 first. And it's just a little bit over 2 to 1 on a couple of spots, right on 20 meters. Of course, it would always be there. I'll try 10 meters in the morning and point up toward Europe and see what it can do. It's got a good shot to Europe, so thanks for that tip, Vlad. Over.
Roger. Well, this morning, I'm on a dipole, so, this morning, England and Wales and Germany, I worked 4 different stations, so if I can work them on a dipole, I imagine what you can do.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I've got 2 antennas on 10 meters. I've got a 6-element that's at 70 feet or 80. And then I've got this new log periodic, which is what we're interested in testing and getting a feel for how it's performing. So I'll be bouncing back and forth between the 10-meter Yagi and the log and see how it performs. But having a good long-distance contact like that will be a contact potential into Europe would be a good test for it. So thanks for the heads up. I'll try to remember to get on somewhere around between 9 and 10 or 10 and 12, 10 and 11 probably. Over.
Yeah, that was around 11-ish, I think. And then later, of course, VK came in pretty good as well.
Who did?
VK, Australia.
Oh, yeah, well, that's a slam dunk from here. Okay, yeah. Europe is much more exciting on 10 meters than VK. I can work them when the band isn't open.
What are you doing in there?
What was that, Judy?
You be careful in there.
Oh, she's talking to the kiddies, I guess. They're in the... Yeah, they're playing in the side tech room here. Anyway, Vlad, good to hear you. Thanks very much for checking in, and we'll keep an ear out for you on either band. Have you got your radios all back in normal configuration now? Over.
Not really. A lot of things in and out, so we'll see what stays.
Okay. I haven't worked your buddy down there, BVB, for about 2 weeks, but we did work a guy in Delta Mike 12. KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima, I think it is. No, that's not right. Something like that, WHL or something. He's down there. I've worked it many times. He runs about 100 watts down there. Quite a good signal in Torrey Pines area. But anyway, I haven't heard your buddy for a couple of weeks, but sometimes it's very heavy QR Mary for him down there, of course.
Well, he went to Colorado, I think, last weekend. There is a 20-meter dish out there, and they were working on the project for 2.4 gig. They were working on a Venus Bounce project, so I don't know how far that went.
Oh, is this for ham radio or something commercial?
No, I think that's just an experiment.
But is it ham radio or something else?
I believe it is ham radio.
Okay, where's the dish, in Colorado?
The Colorado one, there is a 20-meter dish in there, so they were working on the amplifier and all the other stuff there in the sequencers.
Oh, okay, very good. And that's his expertise, is it?
Well, yeah, he works in the space industry, so that's his expertise, yeah.
I gotcha. Okay, very good. Very good. Well, we'll be interested in hearing more details on that. A 20-meter dish is a big mother. That's a huge signal on 432 and 1296 and higher, 2304, of course, booming. That's sideband stuff.
Yeah, I think it's similar. I can't remember what the Stanford diameter is, but probably very similar.
150 feet. I worked at the Stanford dish.
Yeah, I got to visit it one day. I think there is a way to get in there through the ham radio club and just to give it a try.
Well, they don't let you get on that one except when it's about every 3 years they get access to the dish and put it on. But you got to keep an ear out for that through the ham radio club at Stanford. So yeah, they would be happy to have you. And I've been up there a couple of times. I worked at Stanford for 3 or 4 years. I did all the work on the feeds in the surface of the dish and all that stuff. So I worked down at the transmitter site, which is down the hill from there a little bit. But they also have transmitters on 2304, of course. 1200 megs, I think. I can't remember now. Yeah, it must be 1200. The waveguide's pretty big. 1200 megs. We had a feed in there. Was a Casagranian feed, I think we used on that band. But yeah, that's a good facility and lots of fun and good camaraderie when you get up there. I've loaned them my equipment on 1296 several times to get on and make noise over.
Well, that sounded like a fun trip and a fun adventure. I saw a video about the Stanford dish. I think there is like a shack right underneath the dish there.
Yeah, it's a building and it rotates right with the dish. And the transmitter building that I operated out of was part of Stanford University, not SRI, but they used the dish. It was a joint agreement there. And we had a pair of 6-inch airline coaxes running up there to handle the power. We ran 300 kilowatts up to there and up into the basement below the dish, dead centered with the rotation. And we had a rotary joint in there, and then we went up through a piece of 9-inch coax, 9-inch airline to the roof, and then back up. And I built, with other people working there, me and about 2 other guys, built all that stuff, made the hard line, made the coax, put the end bells on and all sorts of stuff here. So a lot of memories there, over.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That sounds like a lot of memories. All right, Mike. Well, I'm going to shut down the radios and call it off for the radio time.
Okay, good. Well, thanks for checking in. And if you hear anything about the Stanford Club getting on the air, please sure to tell me, because I'm not in contact with any of those guys anymore. Some of them used to check in on the Bozo Net, but they've kind of gone quiet. There was one guy up here that was from... he wasn't from Ukraine. Where was he? He was from Iran, I believe. And that made things a little awkward. He had been moved over here many years before it was even called Iran. But he was very big in the club, but that they sort of had some problems up there and a lot of different ideas on how to run the club and how to run the VHF contests and stuff. And I think he's lost interest in it. Or they kicked him out or something. Too bad. But that was my contact. But I haven't. My boss at Stanford passed away many years ago, and the fellow that I worked with was my first level boss. Moved down to I'm trying to think of the name. Down into the Pacific anyway. Samoa. Went down to Western Samoa, and then he subsequently has passed away. So I'm the last living guy that remembers anything about that stuff that we did there. We ran 300 kilowatts on 50 megs, over.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot. And by the way, I did hear the club call sign a year or two ago for the EME stuff, because we were doing portable EME, and we tried to work them, and they heard us terrestrial, and we heard them off the moon. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, Roger. I worked them off. Well, I didn't work them. I listened one day. I put a Yagi up when I lived in San Martin, chilled it up on a ladder after I'd long since left there, but I loaned them equipment and stuff so they could get on with power. And they were on, and I could hear them with this single little 9-element Yagi tipped up and leaning against the ladder. Over.
That was wait, is that a 10-foot?
No, I had a little Yagi. It was about 14 feet long.
Right, it was about 50 feet. Yeah, I thought about meters for a second.
Anyway, the dish is 150 feet in diameter, and the center hinge point, it's a very radical elevation mechanism on it. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a big D-ring. It's gear-driven with hydraulic motors, and but the center hinge point is up 80 feet above the ground, and then you can actually go out when the motors are dead or when they have problems. You can go out and hook a drill motor into a little shaft that sticks out of one of the wheels, and you can run the thing around an azimuth. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I just looked up what is it in meters, so it's 45-meter dish in diameter. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, well, they didn't make it when it was in meters. It might be rounded off to meters. That's pretty close, but it is exactly 150 feet.
Yeah, 4572 according to Google.
There you go. Anyway, we did a lot of stuff with it, moon bounce and all kinds of other things, and we did actually listen to some. Remember when there was a pulsar that was out there in space, and they had discovered it at Lick Observatory, and we did radio listening to it so we could hear it pulsing. It wasn't a pulsar. It was what was happening was one little moon or a little satellite part of the planet was going around every 5 seconds, so it would block the output from the planet just for an instant, so it sounded like it was pulsing, but it was just its RF was being blocked in the direction of the Earth. Over.
Interesting. Just a pulse from a satellite being in the way.
Yeah. Well, it was a piece of like a moon or something that was going around the planet, and it would get in the way and block the signal for a little bit. So it had a very distinct period. You know, it was very, very solid, and it seemed like, oh God, we've discovered terrestrials or something, extraterrestrials out there. But it turned out to be, once we correlated all the stuff and they got the telescope on it, and we listened to it and we could hear it on the dish, but we were correlating timing with it, with what they were seeing, and quite an interesting experiment. But the dish gets into all kinds of stuff like that.
By the way, I think there was a YouTube video when I watched a long time ago, and they were showing a little bit of an excursion around the dish and stuff like that, and they showed all the buildings and, you know, how the dish rotates and then the rail and stuff. It was pretty cool because I was never there personally.
Yeah, well, you get a kick out of it, but it was built way back in the 50s, and I think they spent about $1 million on it to build it. And then they wanted to take it down some years later because it was getting outmoded and stuff. And they had a company come in and did a quote to take it apart and get rid of it. And the quote was for $6 million. They said, screw it, for that amount of money, we'll leave it up. Over.
Yeah, let it rust.
Yeah, let it roll. And you know, it's turned out to be usable. It's not a very good surface. It's only good to about 2 gigs at the most. It's pretty bad surface, and it could be resurfaced, but I spent many hours in the surface of the dish, and you're supposed to walk on the railings, but it's just mesh. It's expanded aluminum mesh, and if you step wrong, you actually make a divot. Over.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, anyway, enough of that stuff. We could go on and on. Let me let you go, and we'll finish up the net here and get on out of here. But great to hear you tonight. K6 BB, Victor Papa, K6 MYC.
If it's hard to remember this way, just think about it. Vodka, please.
Vodka, please. Thank you.
All right, Mike, 7-3, good night.
Good night.
As well.
Good night, Brad. Okay, anybody else in the Bay Area? We probably bored you with that. K6MYC Bozo Net. Okay, Rob, do you want to try anybody down south?
Well, Rick's got a broken deal on 6 meters, and I don't know anybody else. Maybe Ian down there in Visay, is he?
Well, we could spin down there very quickly, but then I want to get out of here.
AF6U.
Alpha Foxtrot 6 United. Hi, forgot about you. We missed you the other night on 2 meters. Anyway, AF6U 1098. Go ahead, Lee.
Oh, just wanted to say howdy and check into the net tonight. It was very interesting listening to you guys talk about the Stanford dish and whatnot. I've been driving by that thing for years and years, and yeah, it's very interesting to hear some of the adventures that you've had, and that was pretty cool. So I'll just say 7-3 and turn it back to you. K6MYC from AF6 United. Back to net.
Well, thanks, Lee. Thanks. I'm glad it didn't bore you. It is exciting if you're Hammond. What's that?
Which is Bozo.
1098. Yeah. He just walked in. And we should have Tom in here also. Probably Tom went to bed by now. Did you hear Tom earlier?
Well, I heard Tom on 10 meters, but I haven't heard him. I'm not sure if he was on the 220 net, but I haven't heard him since 10 meters.
Well, he usually goes to bed at 9 or he quits here. But I did talk to him on 222, and maybe we just missed him here. We languished quite a while fiddling around with the talk story, all kinds of old-time stuff and other things. So anyway, Lee, pleasure to hear you as always, and we'll see you on Wednesday, of course, back on 2 meters. AF6 United, K6MYC.
All right, good night. 7-3, everybody. AF6 United, back to net.
Thanks, Lee. KW6S. KW6 Sugar. Tom, I wonder if you're there hiding in the woods. K6MYC. No, Tom. Okay, let's go south, Rob, and then we'll call it.
Roger.
Should be south. QRZ south San Fernando Valley. Yeah, San Joaquin Valley. I lived in too many valleys. QRZ south, K6MYC, 6 meter Bozo Net. Anybody? I wouldn't doubt that some of those guys, if they were there, could have heard me. The antenna sticking up high, and I should be audible off the back of it, Rob, but who knows. Anyway, I'm not hearing anybody, so I guess we can call it an evening. I haven't had dinner yet. It's only 9:30. What the heck?
Yeah, it's only dinner, I guess. Do you have a count?
Say the number.
275.
What about 275?
Who is it?
I don't know. 775 was Mike earlier. Is that the one? No?
I have him.
We don't have 275. Who was 275, Rob?
I don't know. I'll look him up.
I don't think we had a 275. Judy must have heard something wrong here.
I heard something wrong.
Okay.
That's K6ORJ in DMO6.
Yeah, but he didn't check in here tonight, did he?
I don't know. I've been unloading the car.
Yeah, very few people
25.
check in. What's that?
25.
Oh, number 25.
No, 25.
Oh, 25 check-ins. Okay. 25 check-ins, Rob.
Okay, there's somebody under you there, I think, Mike. Go ahead. Could that have been Aaron then?
I don't hear anything. Judy was talking.
No, when you were talking or Aaron was talking or something, I thought I heard somebody else calling with a number.
Was there somebody else for the net here? Go ahead, give us your number, K6MYC, and the group listening, over. No, I think you heard Judy in the background here, Rob.
Okay.
So Judy's number was 25. What do you got?
I'm counting.
Oh, Mike, I was going to let you know your rig was in split again when you switched over to 6, but I finally figured out in the Yaesu software how to get you out of split if that happens again.
Well, ain't tonight?
Yeah, right at the beginning of the net, your receive was on 6 meter, but your transmit was on the other VFO, which I think was down on 20.
Yeah, well, see, that's the funny part about this radio. I didn't touch anything related to anything that could cause a split.
Well, I think there's a separate receive and transmit setting, and when you get one VFO set to receive and the other one set to transmit, it just thinks it's in split. Anyways, I figured it out in the software. There's literally a big giant red TX button that I just got to click on the 6 meter side, and it shuts that off so that you're on the same VFO.
Yeah, okay, well, thanks for that. It did trip the amp the first time, but then it didn't, so that must have been what happened.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out why it had an extra little arrow on the screen, and then I realized that was telling it that it was transmitting on a lower frequency, and so then then I clicked the button to get you to transmit on the correct band.
Yeah, I think it was down on 15. All right.
The other side of the radio set too. As I said, most of the time when I'm running the stream, I'm only looking at the one VFO. I don't even look at the other side of the radio.
Well, right now it's set to 21 where I was this evening, 21,300 where I called CQ for 5 or 10 minutes and got nobody.
Wow, you couldn't get anybody's attention?
Nobody. Nobody on the band. I couldn't hear a single signal anywhere except for foreign broadcast. I looked at the spectrum and there was this huge spike up there and I tuned up and it was 20 over 9 foreign broadcast and nothing else on the whole band except birdies.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I ended up getting to work John on 10 gig from up on the mountain, and he had his 10 gig set up on top of his trash can out in his driveway, so I worked John's trash can.
Very good. Trash can mobile, huh? Very good. Let me get out of here. Judy and I haven't had dinner yet, so we want to get out of here and go have some meals here, but we'll see you guys tomorrow night, whoever can make it. I guess you're not going to be here, and others aren't going to be here, but we'll do the best we can on 1296. Over.
Yep, I'll be there.
Okay. Very good. 7373, Rob. Anybody else listening? 73s, and we're gone.
Hey, Mike, I keep having a lower number than what you guys have.
Oh, you got something less than 25?
Yeah, I got 24, and then I got 13 on 222.
Now we 14 on 222. We can read the numbers to you on 222. That won't take that long.
Okay, yeah, I've only got 13 on 222.
Well, Judy said originally 15, but then she just changed the number. We've lost the sheet already.
Okay, well, I guess I can listen to the stream. That one won't take that long, but the 6 meter would be a long one. I've only got 24 in that. Is that 275 one of her numbers that she counted originally?
Well, we're going to cross that out. That's not real, so that might have been one of her 25, yeah. No worries, we're close enough.
Yep, as they say, close enough for government work, and we know that's true nowadays, huh?
Nowadays, that is way closer than we usually get.
Okay, I'll let you guys go. Judy and Mike, K6MYC, KM6SR73.
Good night, Rob.
Alrighty, good night to everybody on YouTube. K6USY.
Hey, Aaron.